is the big day.
It is.
It's our first milestone.
Woo!
Episode 10, baby! Woo!
Woo!
Give me a little more enthusiasm than that.
Hold on, there was a bug right there. I'm not enthusiastic. That's as enthusiastic as I get.
So, if you guys have made it to this point and didn't block our channel from your feed,
Which is okay.
sincerely, thank you. You kept the club alive. We started with 2 members, currently at 37. It's still 37, but we'll take it. We're happy where we're at. And this has been quite the journey. This is a little bit of a special episode. Episode 10, we did it.
We're here.
We're here.
Don't knock the chibi over.
That poor Chibi, she's in for a rough time from now on.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's only going to get harder from here.
Yeah. Sorry, Cheebs. So we're going to go over a little bit of a game today. We're going to do a little musical game, guessing game.
We'll probably do that more towards the end. But, just on that topic of music, just kind of talk about music, your favorite anime songs. I know you're a man of your openings. I'm a skipper of openings, but
If it's good, like, let's be real, 80% of the time I don't skip, but there are a few that it's like they're worth skipping.
yeah.
But some of them I can't. I physically can't.
I just don't like hearing it. I think we've talked about this before. I just don't like hearing it every time.
Yeah.
I'll put it on a playlist, listen to it in the car, or like while I'm cleaning or something, but I don't want to hear it in a binge of 12 straight episodes.
Yeah,
Unless it's really good.
it's like Tokyo Ghoul opening. I don't think I've ever skipped once.
Yeah. I don't skip those ones.
So we have a special surprise too. We have multiple beer pairings for this episode. We thought it was a little special, so maybe it's just an excuse for us to drink. You'll find out.
We
but
just try 3 drinks this time. 3 new ones.
3 new ones.
We just wanted to try 3.
Simple as that. So we're starting out with Interstellar Void by Anchorage Brewing Company. So it's a mixed culture ale. It is a sour. We're starting off with the sour because we think it's going to be a little easier on the palate. We're going to get into some spicy ones. So reading the back here, it says fermented and aged in Missouri oak with Saison yeast, Saison Brettanomyces. Frogman, don't kill me. And our house mixed culture, dry hopped with Galaxy, Strata, Phantasm powder, finished on passion fruit. So we're looking at a 7%er here. Some really cool artwork on the bottle. I don't know how well you guys can see it right now, but we have a little astronaut kind of fighting some...
There was a lot of words in that description that I did not understand.
I'm still processing. That's
Yeah.
why I was just like, ooh, look at the pictures.
To me, it sounded like you were speaking the language of that graphic on the side there.
What was the sound you did earlier?
Oh, God, I don't know. It was like a
You were
burp.
like burping and...
I don't know. I can't remember. I like burped and moved my tongue, and it sounded like a little gremlin, like a little impish creature. But
Yeah.
I can't remember how I made
If
it.
only you could recreate that noise. So we're gonna...
That was pretty close.
As we said before, you always know it's good shit when there's a cork on the top for a beer. So
Yeah. Let's see how this sour goes.
let's see how I even pop this boy open. I think it's a twisty.
I mean, you should just be able to pop it off there. And just wiggle her.
Let's-
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
Oh yeah. We got it.
Hell yeah.
Look at that. I don't know, bubbly. I want to pour you one first. How about you pass that glass over here? Yeah, exactly
Don't
why we
mind
got
if I
this
do.
table.
I won't do it that fast on the way back, though, because we don't want to
Yeah.
spill the beer or anything on the table.
Nobody comment on my shitty pour.
That's fine. That's a great pour. Ooh,
Yeah,
it's-
actually not half bad. I thought it was going to be all foam.
It's nice and light.
Ooh, you smell that passion fruit
Oh
right
my
off
God.
the bat.
That smells good, though.
Yeah.
That doesn't, like, usually sours, I can tell, like, ooh, this is going to be tough. This smells. I can't describe it. It smells like fruit. Like a bowl of fruit.
You know what? The initial hit I got on the nose, it's like, have you ever been to those Hawaiian barbecues with like, chicken katsu and
Yeah.
like macaroni salad and stuff? They have those little like Lil Koi passion drinks, like the different colored cans.
Yeah.
It smells like that.
Like a hibiscus tea.
Ooh. Wow.
That's pretty tasty.
That's tasty.
I like that. That's not too sour. That goes down real nice.
Yeah. Wow. By the way, I just caught this from the side of my eye, but the artwork is by Massive Face. That's a cool name.
Yeah. I'm like, is that like a Instagram tag or something?
No IG tag. It just says art by Massive Face.
Probably gonna Google it because that is
Yeah.
sick. That artwork is sick.
It just
Check it out.
It checks all the boxes when you have a good tasting beer with cool artwork on it. Sometimes it's the selling point. Like, I don't know how it's gonna taste, but that
What I've
artwork's sick.
Kind of been
you know?
noticing the past couple times we've gone and looked is that there's a lot of beer out there that doesn't really have that cool of art. Like a lot of them are
Yeah.
pretty simple. We went in there and I was looking for something to relate artistically to something, and I just couldn't find anything. There's a couple of them that are cool, but I don't know.
It adds to the experience. It's like fine dining when your meal is, perfectly garnished and there's a presentation.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same food. It tastes a little better because of that. And it's the same thing with good artwork on a beer. So kudos to these guys for really upping the ante. And we've seen a lot of cool artwork along this journey.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of cool artwork on beer. It's just, it seems like it's not as common as I thought it would be
Yeah.
to just slap a nice piece on there.
Now, is it Helton, the sour we did for Overlord?
The boysenberry one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
think it's
cool
Helton.
artwork, too.
Yeah, that one was sick.
That's really cool.
I don't know if we have brought it up since then, but when I went to see Sewer Person, it was...
You sent me a picture, yeah.
They had it there, and I picked it up. We may have said that earlier, though, but I just thought that was cool that, it was out there.
Yeah.
You don't see... especially at, venues and stuff, usually they don't have a lot of options. They
Right.
have, cans and a couple drafts, but they had the cans of the Helton in there.
That's so cool. And
Yeah.
it just goes to show, Arizona's really coming up on the beer scene. This I happened to pick up from California at a wine cellar. But we've kind of had a mix of both. I'll pick some up on my trips, and then we get some Arizona locals and mix and match. So, yeah, besides, I just, right up the top, I'm getting the passion fruit. What else are you getting from this?
I don't really know. I don't drink a lot of stuff like this,
Yeah.
so I don't know if I'm too versed in the flavors, but it definitely it tastes like a tea. One of the fruit
does.
teas or something
Yeah.
that you would just get at those places. That's what it tastes like. I mean, I'm drinking it pretty fast, so.
So, very eclectic mix of hop powders and mixed cultures, but whatever they did, they were mixing in the kitchen. It's very balanced.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to, it was a beer we did recently. We talked about it. It was very balanced. It wasn't too sweet, sour. We just
I know
touched
what-
on that one.
I know which
Yeah.
one you're talking about, and I can't
But-
remember.
oh.
Was it Fallen Skies?
No, it
No.
wasn't Fallen Skies. That was the IPA.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, it's very similar in that regard.
Yeah. I do like it, though. For a sour, I would drink this. I approve
Yeah.
of this sour.
Now, maybe too because it does have that little bit of hoppiness, kind of reminiscent of an IPA.
I was gonna say it kind of sounds like it, or it sounds like it's kind of tastes like a toned down kombucha.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No,
You
absolutely.
can
Yeah.
kind of taste the culture or
Yeah.
whatever it would be. It's
Dancing on your tongue.
yeah. It's got some hit there. It's good though. I've
Yeah.
only tried a couple kombuchas and they're always really overpowering. This
Yeah.
is not. This is
And it's not a kombucha, but
yeah.
in likeness, yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Well,
it's-
they're both they're for sours or fermentation, right?
Yeah, so kombucha is fermented from tea. This is fermented from whatever grain they used for the beer. But so, yeah, we should probably do a pairing with it. So, what I had in mind for Interstellar Void, I think very suiting of the name, is one that hasn't been a long-time favorite necessarily, but just one I feel like was kind of a pinnacle of its genre. You don't see a lot these days, but Sonny Boy, because they are quite literally stuck in an interstellar void, black, dark nothingness, and it's a very surreal, and it's kind of like this
I was
thought
gonna say
experiment.
the art it's something very surreal, and Sonny Boy is kind of like in that same vein. I can see
Yeah.
that.
But tasting it now, it's not very surreal. Like as far as the flavor profile, it's not like challenging.
Yeah, no,
know.
it's mild, it's calm, it's an easy drink.
You're expecting something else looking at the artwork of a tentacle skull.
Yeah. Definitely something a little more invasive, I'd say, just
Yeah.
by judging on those eyes kind of staring at me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's speaking to me, to my brain. But I already drank mine. But I liked it. It was tasty.
You know what? Let's keep it rolling. Go grab your beer.
You want to do just
No,
two
no,
back
no,
to
no.
back?
Just grab yours. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
So Ryan's
Dun,
back with his
dun.
choice. We'll save the third one for a little later, but I just figured kind of get my pick in, see what he has to say about
That
his
makes
pick.
sense. We'll
Yeah.
do these two at the start. Well, I'm choosing, and I'll try to zoom in on these. Fog Monster.
That's some sick artwork too.
Yeah, this one I thought was really cool. It is Rusty Rail Brewing. It's got like a little train on it, so I guess it's like a train thing. It's a New England style IPA. I don't think I've ever had a New England style IPA. Have you ever heard of one?
I'm not familiar. No.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had. I just thought the can was moving because the shadow of my finger. It was like, it's coming to life. I don't think there's much of like a description.
It's one of the figure it out beers.
Yeah, it's just brewing boldly in the heart of Pennsylvania.
All right.
It's,
That's how the Pennsylvania boys do it.
6.8%. It looks sick. All right, let's see how it looks. I've been wanting to drink this one though.
Yeah, it's been sitting in our fridge for
It's been calling to me.
a couple weeks now almost.
It kind of looks similar.
It does.
It's light. You want to
Yeah.
roll me over here?
Pass her on over.
Keep that in the center.
Okay.
Get
Oh,
these
yeah.
all nice and poured up.
Nice and cloudy.
This is just probably going to be foam, but... Oh, yeah, it's definitely cloudy. It doesn't look anything like the last one. That's all
No.
foam, so I'll take
Yeah,
that. 'Cause
that's
probably,
definitely heady.
That's probably not going to be tasty. All right, coming back at you.
All right.
That's the most fun I've had in weeks.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, let's... Ooh, it smells like
Oh.
pineapple juice.
Wow.
That is interesting.
That is good.
Kind of tastes like a rainstorm.
It's fog.
Oh,
It's fog.
I didn't even think about that. That's all right. Okay. This is like a beer if you were like a fisherman out on the
Yeah.
open water and you had a beer, but some seawater had gotten into it.
It has a little
Kinda
bit of that.
Feel that?
But in the best way possible. Like, I'm being honest when I say this because I always
good.
stress I'm not an IPA guy, but I would definitely throw these back. I mean,
Oh yeah, definitely a slower sipper though.
it's a thick boy.
Oh yeah, that's good though.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I don't even know how to describe it. I'm
Yeah.
at like a loss of words here.
Those two ways I think are really the only ways I can think of.
It's like a
They're not
sweet,
great.
like if the fog was cotton candy,
Mm-hmm.
like just that little sweet fog. You're just stuffing it in your mouth.
It's got a pineapple juicy smell, but
Doesn't
it's
taste
just
like pineapple.
yeah, it's just lightly sweet.
Yeah. It's like I
it's
can't tell if
thick
it's
boy.
fruity. It's not
Yeah.
like overly fruity if it is.
And there's not really much of a description on it, so
Maybe
it's not
there's
like,
no fruit in it even. It could
Yeah.
just be the strains.
They just soaked a hop in water, and just drained it.
It's just hop water.
It's just grass water.
And we're like, boy.
Give me some of that bush water, boy.
Oh, I'll need me some of that bush water right there,
Yeah.
boy. So what'd you pair her up with?
I picked Mushishi because I think this Fog Monster kind of a lot of the Mushi in the show is, but Mushishi is a show about Mushi Master, and Mushi are these like beings that not everybody can see that kind of like have an effect on the world, and he can kind of get them to coexist with humans a little better, but a lot of them look kind of like foggy creatures, you know, like little eye floaties in the corner of your eye. And I guarantee, I can't remember the name of it. It's the white koi fish that swims into Ginkgo's eye. I'm pretty sure it has, you know, in the lake where the creature lives, I think it gets like foggy. But regardless, there's definitely mushi who create fog and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a problem. And it's just very like, you know, monsterly, but fog, it's kind of hard to think like, how can fog hurt you, you know?
Yeah.
It's not really that scary of a monster, but it is kind of just like a element of fear to it. Or maybe it's just a lack of understanding that breeds that fear,
I think that's exactly it.
which
because,
pairs well with the flavor too, because
Yeah.
it's like, if you know, maybe I don't like it because I don't really understand it, and it's not, doesn't give me too much
kind
of a
of
description.
trembling, getting into
Yeah.
the first sip. You're like, what's this going to taste like?
But yeah, it's kind of foggy in that regard, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that actually worked out pretty well. But I've been sitting on it for weeks not knowing. I'm like, damn, I just don't know. This just doesn't call to me. And I just as I was coming out here to tell you, let's record, I was like, I think I'm going to do it with Mushi. Because I was going to talk about the soundtrack from Mushi in a little bit for our theme of music and anime. So my brain was already right there. But I think it's a good pairing.
Yeah.
My first one that I think I've actually been like, I'll do this.
Yeah. By the way, I think we picked this one up at Total Wine.
Yeah, it was total.
It was
one.
like in the singles, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just made a 6-pack of choice beers, and I don't think any of them are really going to be pairable, but I've already drank most of them.
That does happen
Yeah.
pretty frequently. It's like, where's the beer pairing?
Where'd it go? We might have to pick another one.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that to me.
Somebody did this in Bryce's chat last night on stream.
Yeah.
And he was like, what does that mean? What is that? I was like, it's just cute, man. He's like, oh, is that like some anime shit?
That's the best way to describe it, you know, though.
Yeah, it's just a ooh woo.
So we're a couple deep.
We're a couple deep. Well, I mean, I wouldn't even say one and
We're
a half.
one each, but
I like
like
half.
7%ers.
Yeah, like half. I feel pretty good.
Usually after a couple.
What was this one?
I think that's also around 7, and that was like a 6.8.
7.
We're like one good one deep.
Yeah.
This is usually around the time I start talking about music.
Yeah. You want to put Linkin Park on?
Not this time. So, you know, we thought it would be special because we don't mention it a lot. At least we haven't in our other episodes, but we're huge music buffs. Like eclectic taste all over the place, whether it's like, lack of better terms, like baby kicking, brutally heavy, kind of on the sad boy kick, lo-fi, instrumental guitar, post-rock. I mean, we're all over the place.
Yeah, EDM,
Yeah.
cute anime music, which
That's up there. And
we've come to talk to. Well, not like necessarily cute, but
I thought you were going to keep going with that.
no, it's just cute anime music, but not all openings are cute, you know?
Yeah, not all, but some
Yeah.
are very cute. And we're to look back kind of on some specific openings that we just bump in our car on max volume.
Yeah, or soundtracks. A lot of the songs
Or
I like are
soundtracks,
like
just-
character themes and
Yeah,
stuff.
like OSTs and openings and just everything off the soundtrack. So what's one that comes to mind for you?
I mean, first and foremost, the music that shaped me as an anime music fan.
Inuyasha?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Inuyasha, 100%. I've mentioned Every Heart by Boa was probably my favorite song in like 5th and 6th grade. I had this little recorded off my TV and then listened to it while I was at school. It was awesome. But even in the show, just the character themes, like Kagome's theme, Inuyasha and Kagome, Kikyo's theme, Sango's theme, like all the character themes, I think are really the ones where I think there was like a 5-6 year period in my like 19 to 25-ish where every single night I would just go play the Inuyasha and Kikyo song, the piano one. and that's how I went to sleep. I
No
would just
kidding.
play the
Yeah.
music and lay there, put my hand on the wall, and just it was so relaxing.
Yeah.
That shaped my. I fell in love with piano from that show.
I could see that. Yeah, they're really heavy on the the piano takes the forefront in a lot of their music.
And the ooze,
Do you know the name of any of the artists that
just
made
Boa.
it? Or just
I
Boa.
used to
yeah.
know some of them for like Fukemore and Change the World, some are more of the openers, but I don't know who did the piano songs because they were just
Right.
character themes.
Yeah.
It was like published by Avex Co. or something, some company that made the music for it, but I could probably do a little more research, see if they've like worked on any other shows, maybe go into those OSTs and see if I like it just the same, because
Right.
anytime I hear that shit, man, just makes me feel some kind of way.
Yeah.
What do you like? Do you
So
like character
aggressive
theme?
with it.
I'm sorry.
What do you like, huh? No, I'm messing with you.
I can't control my tone very well.
What do you like, idiot?
What do you like then, huh? If you're over there thinking my shit's bad or cheesy, I get it, okay? Geez, so judgmental.
The first thing that comes to mind for me without me having to really question it is always Ling Tosai Seguir, which I hope I'm saying
What?
that right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a trio out of Japan. They're kind of like that J-rock, a little mathy, a lot of technical guitar playing, but I mean, I was introduced to them through Tokyo Ghoul, so the very first opening in the first season was through Ling Tosai, and it was such an impactful, heavy-hitting song. And they have a lot of, just the whole soundtrack is killer. They have a lot of excellent
Unravel?
artists on there. Unravel. Yeah. So
They did Psychopaths too.
I was just going to say that, yeah. So they also did Psychopaths, their opening,
Awesome.
which was incredible. And I started to I would listen to the soundtrack so often, I eventually found who the artist was, and I was just bumping their whole albums. I didn't understand a word of it. I don't know Japanese, but it just...
That is one of the bands that, because Unravel is one of the songs I was going to talk about. 'cause
Yeah.
That is what, I went and listened to the band as well, because it's just so good.
Yeah, and I have a playlist of 20 different variants and covers, and it's just an excuse to keep listening, but...
I specifically wrote down past Unravel every iteration I've heard of the song. The Nightcore versions on YouTube, it's all
Yeah.
just good. I just love it.
Sometimes I just throw on the mix, the 2-hour edit, you know?
Mhm. I meme it and make fun of it a lot. With
Yeah.
Forrest, I'll message him like Shiheteo.
Well, our first opening for the video on our channel that kind of demonstrates what we're about is just Donald Trump singing it, right?
Yeah. I looked up Unravel, but out of key. That's what I wanted, but it came up with Donald Trump singing it,
Yeah.
so I just ran it. I was like, okay,
Just had to run that
send
one.
it. Young DT sings Unravel.
Now, since your experience with Boa and Inuyasha, what are some other... Don't you dare look at it.
I'm sorry.
Don't you look at
It
it.
doesn't even pop up.
We're doing a podcast here.
It doesn't even pop up. It doesn't pop up unless I touch the screen. The phone screen won't turn on. I just looked at the noise. I have notes on there, so I kept the phone out. Stop yelling at me.
I'm sorry.
So since I know Boa,
well, since then, what are
we
some
go way
other
back.
what are some other artists you've picked up along the way?
Not
just
none.
OSTs
None really.
or
I mean, I go and listen to them, but they're not integrated into my. I'm not gonna be able to tell you anything about them. I'll go listen to their OST and then maybe a playlist of stuff that's like them. and
there's
just
no
listen
other
to it
anime
through.
music you're bumping?
Oh, just in general? I thought
Yeah,
you meant
general.
bands that I've found.
No, it doesn't have to be a band, just in general. Yeah.
Oh, real quick, before we got off the Unravel, I just wanted to mention one of the other songs, and I mean, this is another one, but it's closely related because I kind of box it into the same era of Tokyo Ghoul and Psychopaths, but it's
Yeah.
a different band. I'm pretty sure that's the opening to Parasite. You know what I'm talking about?
That's
Na 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 na.
something
Da,
the
da, da,
Maxim.
Yeah, the Maxim. I'm pretty sure that's it.
It's Hate the Maxim? Or?
I
Yeah.
love that song, dude. I love that song. And Parasite is just
Um,
what is Parasite if not
you know-
anime Spider-Man?
and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that same artist did one of the Death Note, like the outros, I think.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be super cool. We're gonna have to look it up later.
Yeah, we're gonna have to double check it. I know they were in something else, so I'm not tripping, but they're kind of like
That's
the
super cool,
Japanese
though.
Attack.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
what I always
very
think of,
reminiscent,
yeah.
like the sharpness and kind of pitch corrected feel, that sound of the vocals. That's sick though. Yeah, the Japanese Attack. I
Yeah.
like that. I might have to give them a little more of a look because I've never really gotten like deep into, anime music or Japanese music or just music like that. I listen to a bit here and there, like. I think a lot of the stuff I listen to, and I don't know where specifically they're from or anything, but like Gyocho is a big band I like.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've done anything with anime, but that's kind of where I went. I've never like delved too deeply into a band from anime, other than the guys who did Unravel, because I was like, I got to hear some other shit.
Yeah.
I just got to know what else they write. But there was one more here, I'm pretty sure. This is why I pocketed some notes. Oh, Angel Beats. The first 10 seconds of that opening
Yeah.
hits me with such a wave of nostalgia that just takes me back to like the feeling of watching Angel Beats for the first time. That was like, I think one of the first anime, other than like Full Metal Alchemist and Inuyasha and stuff, one of the first anime when I started actually getting into anime as a genre and not just as like a show on TV, you know? And I would never skip that intro. I just feel like it was so connected in the feeling of the entire show. Like it just set the scene, of this purgatory land of people who can't pass on.
Yeah.
And the music in the show is really sick too. And I don't particularly like when anime does like the concert scenes. You know what I'm talking about? You've definitely seen it. Like they do the 5 minutes of the episode is the band playing a song. I don't typically like that, but it was pretty good in this one, and I think it's like lays the groundwork for a whole story arc with Iwasawa in the show, because she's the one who writes the music, and she gets obliterated because she just wants to write this ballad that's like meaningful to her, and once she gets to pass on.
Yeah.
I think it's the only time I allow it. Other than that, I'm like, oh god, another concert scene. I have to listen to this song. It's a good song. It's just I don't want it taking up the episode.
Oh, absolutely.
I already had an intro and an outro.
There's very few circumstances, but one that actually happens to also be in my picks for my favorite anime music ever is the series Nana, where the character Nana actually is a musician. The intro is one of the songs they write during the show, which is, interestingly enough, written by somebody that's pretty much like the real life personification of the character.
Yeah.
Really cool shit, but the whole soundtrack of like Black Stones.
Is that show written like by that musician, or was it written kind of modeling that musician?
I can't say with certainty, but I'm like almost it had to be, because I think her name is actually like Anna, like Anna, and Nana being
or maybe
the number
somebody
7.
close, like maybe she
Yeah.
was in the industry of making music for anime, and there was an animator who said like, your life is really interesting, and like I'd love to make, like I have this idea and concept. That'd be like a cool coming together of collaboration.
There has to be something like that.
Yeah.
It's just too
Surely.
coincidental. But watching the show, it's one of those where you'll hear this song repeatedly because it's not only in the intro, but they'll actually play it during a set. But it's the one time I don't mind that 5-minute concert scene, because that's like the premise.
Yeah.
Them building up like, oh, I hope we get into this show, and they end up like headlining. And
I think it's a lot to do with like how it's done. If it seems like they're just trying to shave off 5 minutes and give you a song in place of it,
yeah,
it's cool. It's like I just always notice in a lot of them, like the animation is a little lacking. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing, but I just don't particularly like them.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because it's saying how it's done. It's made by the same people who did the Angel Beats ones, but in Charlotte, there's that artist. Do you remember in Charlotte, the blind girl? She's in kind of like a post-rock kind of emo, not emo, but like emotional post-rock band.
It's so vague to me now because I'd watched that, God, like before I was 21.
Yeah.
So we're talking a minute now.
Yeah. Yeah, but that one, like, I actually might go back and, because, just recently we've been kind of expanding our fingers into more forms of media, what with the Korean rom-coms,
Yeah.
and the K-pop that you're listening to, and I want to get a little more into like the music of anime, start
Yeah.
learning that aspect or that side of the industry a little more in depth, because I like it. It's just not, I'm not going to sit and listen to it every episode, but I'd like to get into it and understand a little more about it and kind of check some of these bands out and see what other shows they've worked on and just what other music they've made. So
Right.
I kind of want to go back and like see if that's actually a band or if it was just, a little subsect that was written for the show.
Which, quick shout out to anime for this, because they do take some original songs, but a lot of it is
Yeah.
constructed for the show. You'll notice in the lyrics it's like very specific.
Yeah.
You don't see that in a lot of like Western, like cinematography, like movies. Like you go to the movie theater, you watch Batman, and it's like something's
It's
in
Nirvana.
the way, and like
Which is cool.
it was dope.
Yeah, it's nice
It
to
was
model it
dope.
after that, but you can definitely tell there's a difference of like, I'm no expert on any of this or whatever, but it's just, you don't really see that very often. It's whereas here we'd be sooner to be like, okay, well, it fits the budget, just buy a license, just
Yeah.
buy a license for a song and put it in there. For anime, it's cool to see that sometimes they like approach a band and say, hey, we'd like you to write a song for this anime that we're releasing. And they kind of fit it to it,
Yeah.
It's cool to see that instead of just saying like, hey, I like your music, can we use one of your songs? It's, hey, I like your music, can you work with us to make a new song for this project? Which is cool,
Imagine if they had the budget for that. Like Shield Hero Season 2 comes out and the opening is just
They
like
get something in the way.
dun, dun, dun. One thing. I don't know why.
It's Linkin Park
It's like
over.
all of you fucking AMV kids would be out of a job,
Honestly, if,
Wicked Park's already there.
I'm telling you right now, if they released an anime where in the anime they used like Numb or something,
yeah.
I'd lose my shit.
It's like they can't afford it, so they get the budget version. They're like, all right, it's like pretty much the same. It's like,
you seen-
Reese's Puffs.
Have you seen the TikTok of that guy?
Huh.
He's like, I become so numb, I can see
Yeah.
you there.
Yeah.
They get that
That
guy
shit
to
is
do
so
a
fu-
full
yeah.
cover of the song for an anime. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I'd take that any day.
Oh, yeah. They should get on it,
Yeah,
They
hell
should
yeah.
listen to our opinion.
I feel like I had something else to say, but I can't quite remember.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a little lost to me. It's fine. It probably wasn't that important.
So,
Peek at my notes while you say this. So.
yeah, I just wanted to give a couple honorable mentions. So certain things like that I've definitely always like appreciated and throw on and bump, but I just don't want to go over them, too comprehensively. I feel like a lot of people know them, but Samurai Champloo, the soundtrack,
I love Samurai Champloo soundtrack.
like Nuchabe's, like it threw down,
Yeah,
on
it's,
that.
It's like the Pumpkin Hill Knuckles.
Yeah,
rap.
yeah.
It's
Actually, if you could find my old SoundCloud, which you never will, I have a song
I'll
mixing
post the link.
the two. Hell no. But, Nuchabe's was kind of like the granddaddy, too, of like that hip hop lo-fi. Like he was doing it way before it was become this normal thing. Like on YouTube, you'd see a dime a dozen producers. And
Like the new wave of it, because
yeah.
I mean, wouldn't it technically be like, wasn't that sound the early renditions of like the street hip hop? It was like, it wasn't specifically lo-fi, it was just
I think
low quality.
It just inspired lo-fi.
Yeah.
The little bit of steez he had to it, like the subtle beats, not the 808s, but more the
yeah.
little jazz playing over
And
it.
that's what I forgot to mention. I'm sorry, I'm kind of
Yeah.
backtracking.
No,
but
let's
the
hit it.
Mushishi soundtrack gives
Yeah.
me. There's two things I can say about it, and they've got huge contrast. But it's the way they're recorded. It's a lot of in the reverb, like the reverberation of the sounds.
Right.
Sounds a lot like something that could be placed in Blade Runner. Like it's got that same kind of reverb setting
Okay.
of that old kind of like 80s, 90s futuristic cyberpunky reverb.
kind
to
of like
it.
the synthwave
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. But the melodies and how it like the feeling of it is more so like an old RPG or something more
so
akin
cool.
to that,
Yeah.
So it's like you have these two different emotives being expressed in the Mushishi soundtrack. And I mean, I was just checking it out a little bit ago because I know I liked it, but I might have to just like have a little contemplation time with it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
throw on the Mushishi OST and lay down and just experience it, because it's got a lot of quality like sound engineering to it.
You know, I'm curious to hear it now, because that's like a very interesting juxtaposition of going from like the Blade Runner cyberpunky to like fantasy RPG.
Keep in mind, it's just the cyberpunky Blade Runner style is just
the reverb.
in the reverb.
Okay.
The way the reverb sounds, and you'll hear this, you know, it sounds like it just sounds like that. You know, I don't know, like tube reverb or something. Just like an old school reverb like that they used back for that style of music with old synthesizers and stuff. But the vibe of it sounds like you're playing an old like Donkey Kong arcade game. But it's very slow paced.
You're throwing me all over the place. Like, I gotta hear this.
Slow, unsettling animation style of Mushishi.
Okay.
It's got a lot of different vibes it threw at me just as I was checking out a little more in depth, not while watching the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's after we're done, I'll just show you a little bit of it, because it's complex the way I'm explaining it, but once you hear it, you'll be like, I kind of get it. But
makes sense. Yeah.
Any other music you wanted to talk about? Any other?
Yeah, I mean, the only other honorable mention I had, just because you actually had already mentioned it, but specifically as an artist, Boa doing Duvet for Serial Experiments Lane.
Yeah.
That was one I was just bumping. And I feel like a lot of people that aren't even necessarily into the show are bumping it. It's had like a resurgence.
Boa was actually a really popular singer.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with her career in anime doing the songs there. She was a popular singer in Japan, so it serves me no surprise that, you know, somebody may not even know that song is from Serial Experiments Lane. They're just a Boa fan.
They're just a Boa fan. That totally makes sense.
I've actually, like, it's pretty crazy. I couldn't tell you any specifics, but I've just met people who know Boa. And I was just like, oh, so you've watched Inuyasha? And they're like, what the fuck is that? But they know who Boa is.
Seriously?
She was really popular in the 2000s.
Yeah.
She had to be, because it's the only time I've, like,
most of the songs were English, so...
Yeah,
it totally makes sense.
Kind of half and half.
Yeah,
there were some that were. It was definitely kind of that like attempt at popularization in with a Western audience. I think in the 2000s, where a lot of the music they would like do these poor renditions in English that didn't really make sense. You know, for lyrics. You know, it didn't have much feeling. It sounded good, but it's just I don't know. You know, I'd much rather hear it in Japanese. Or whatever other language. I think styles of music that sound like that much better fit their language, or at least the way they use English, you know, because they'll drop little bits of English in there, but it more accentuates it. I don't want to hear a full English cover unless it's Ama Lee, because I love her Inuyasha covers, man.
Bro, have you heard her Glassy Sky cover?
I think so. I've been checking out her covers for a long time, but I don't specifically like look for certain ones, and I don't know what that is, so
that one
I'm gonna have to check it out though and see if I've heard it.
That's a big one. That's just a song I had to mention because I've listened to that so much. But my last kind of artist I wanted to go over, it's a little sacrilegious because it's not necessarily anime, it's Japanese, but
that's okay. I mentioned Gyocho, so
right, but Utada Hikaru.
Is that the artist you were showing me?
That's done the Kingdom Hearts.
Oh no!
Track
I thought
where it's like
you were like,
simple and clean. Simple and clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight.
Is that like Sonic? That sounds like
Bro, you've never heard that?
I've heard that song.
Yeah.
But
no, that's from Kingdom Hearts for the commercial.
It sounds like maybe that's where I know it from, but it sounds like the Sonic song.
Oh, follow me, set me free, trust me, and we will escape from the city.
Yeah.
That
one. I fucking love that level.
My feet are so stinky.
Shut the fuck up right now.
I
will send you a picture.
No, God, no. But yeah, she just had such hit tracks, and just even as an artist, That's the one song I probably have the biggest playlist of just a single song.
I think it's cool too that
Yeah.
Boa affected both of us. Like Every Heart was my absolute favorite of my childhood anime,
Yeah.
Inuyasha, and
mine
you-
was Duvet,
you
yeah.
like Serial Experiments Lane, and it's Boa. You know, we
Yeah.
connect on that front of like we both know Boa and love her for different reasons.
Yeah.
I wonder what she's doing now, man.
Yeah, what's Bo up to?
Yeah, I'm gonna Google
We're going
it.
to put our numbers on the screen if Bo is watching this, if she just wants to collab, you know,
I just-
work on some music.
I just want her to come over, put a leash on me, and sing to me.
That was last episode.
I know. I'm sorry. If anybody just got here, I promise contextually, there's lore building here that you just probably aren't up to speed on. Shut up. Stop it. We have neighbors. They're going to think something. They're like right under the floor right now. Like,
They're like,
the fuck are these guys doing?
oh, God, not again.
Not again. So anyways, what's next?
Let's do the game.
Oh, you want to do the game?
Yeah, let's hit it.
All right, so I got this little game. The idea is I took a peek at your anime list.
Okay.
And I also noticed that you don't rate your anime.
I've had it so much.
How was I supposed to know which ones you liked to pick?
I should probably do that, but now there's so much backlog. It would be like an entire day off from work where I'm just sitting there rating everything, which I'll probably do.
Yeah, just do it
But-
slowly, you know?
Yeah.
Can you pass my phone back when I'm done?
Oh, yeah.
Well, hold on. Hold on now.
That is a stout.
It's stouty.
So we were thinking initially, because we just kept seeing Belgian on it, that it was going to be more of a standard Belgian that you think of, like almost like a wit beer. But it's actually a Belgian stout.
Yeah. When you said Belgian, that's why we were going to do it first. But
Yeah.
good thing you caught that
But
before we poured it.
We're just going to be sipping. We'll go over the pairing and stuff and details a little later on. But, you know,
So
just
sick.
a little sipper.
Okay, so the game, it's really simple, and I may have cut it prior to the first explanation. So this might be something that if you see now, cool, you know, glad you got to see it, but this might be something we have to take down eventually because it's
Yeah.
just going to have bits of songs. I'm going to try to link them all and do everything the right way, but if for some reason in the future, you know, this might be up for a year or two. You have plenty of time.
Yeah.
But if it gets taken down, just,
Nobody knows us.
yeah.
So,
We're gonna be fine for a while,
Yeah.
so it's no issue. But I just picked opening songs.
okay.
There is one that I will accept which season it comes from, as opposed to which opening specifically it is. But all of them are based on the number of the OP. So
Okay.
if you were to look it up, it is OP what number? It's not correlating to the season because sometimes they change the opening mid-season.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. It's like arc to arc.
Yeah, so you have an opportunity on most of them.
Okay.
I think 7 out of 10 of them, you have an opportunity to score 2 points.
Okay.
The first point is getting what anime it is from, and then the second point is telling me which OP it is specifically.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, whatever. So you can get a total of 17 points. And I don't know if we'll do the punishment, but I was going to say if you score less than 10, you have to take a drink of whiskey per one under 10 that you are.
Yeah.
Because you have an opportunity, you know, if you fuck up, you have 7 chances to get double points.
Okay.
So it's pretty balanced, I'd say. But I made a playlist of all of them, and I'm not going to play the whole song. I'm
Okay.
just going to be playing like 15 to 30 seconds. It'll depend. And they start with the ones I think you'll get easiest, and they progressively get harder. But they are anime, as I told you, that we've both seen, an anime that I know you enjoy. So
Okay.
it's something that I think you will remember. It just might be difficult for you to remember exactly which anime they come from.
Okay.
So I think it'd be kind of fun. As you being the connoisseur of the, I love to watch the intro songs. I just
Yeah.
wanted to see how you'd stack up because I have such a problem with it.
All right.
Let me find the playlist here. I gotta sign into my correct.
Just while he's looking at that, I will say, just about tasting this, you always expect a little bit of coffee and a stout. Even it's not depicted as a coffee stout, it has the similarities. This one almost has the bite of like fresh ground, kind of that boutique coffee
Kinda
you get
give-
from roasters, where it's not the overly burnt like Italian espresso you're used to. Like this tastes like coffee berry.
Kind of gives me like a really dense, highly concentrated cold brew.
That's a good way to put
know?
it. It has a little bit of the kind of the sour like acidity of those particular coffees that are like of a lighter roast. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm ready. You ready for the first
Yeah,
one?
let's hit it.
All right. So here's the first one. I'm just going to make sure that you can't hear it until I am ready. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
All right. Song number 1. Also, just because I'm, depending on how it sounds, I might cut in the audio in post. So don't say anything until I press pause and
Okay.
then take your guess, because there might be a chance I cut the audio from both the microphones.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Ready.
First one. And your guess?
Is that Crossing Swords?
Huh?
Crossing Swords? Or
Crossing
like
Swords?
Field of Swords? It's
What's-
Sword Art Online.
What, the anime.
It's the first opening.
I just need the number.
Oh, okay, so not the song name, not the song name,
So
yeah.
you got Sword Art Online, so
So
that's
Sword Art
one
Online
point.
Season 1 Arc 1.
yeah. So it's opening
I
one.
got him right here.
Yeah.
Right
I told
here.
you they start easy.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 points.
Okay.
How can I keep track of this? I'll do my best. Are you ready for number 2?
Ready for number 2. Let's
All
hit
right.
it. Goblin Slayer Season 1 Arc
Yeah,
1.
It's
That's
the
Millie.
only season, so
Yeah, that's
it's the
Millie.
it's the only opening. So
I
it's
love that
just worth
artist.
1 point because you don't
Yeah.
have the ability for multiple choices, I guess. So that's 3 points. You're doing well so far.
All right.
I told you they're gonna get harder though.
Yeah.
But I think you'll still get the next couple. So
Okay.
here's number 3. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's hear it. That's Tokyo Ghoul opening Season 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. 5
All right,
points.
yeah.
See, you're doing great. You're doing fantastic. Now this is where it starts to get a little different.
Okay.
But I still believe that you can at least get to 4, 5, 6, 7. I think you can
There's
get through
7, okay.
7 perfectly.
Okay.
So this is 4.
God, I have no clue. I want to say like Full Metal, but it's
Full Metal Alchemist.
season. Are we going off of parts or seasons?
Openings. This one does kind of follow seasons, but
Yeah.
it's the opening number.
Okay, so this is like opening number 3.
Yep. Yep.
Hey!
What are you at? 7 points?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 points. All right. So let's go number 5. You only
Okay.
need 3 more points, and you have 6 more opportunities.
Okay.
You're doing fantastic.
Okay.
You're living up to your name.
Oh, jeez. I wanted to say Death Parade, but I know that's not it. It's. Oh, I don't know that one.
No?
No.
It's the first opening of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
See, I've never seen season 1.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I thought for sure,
No, I've never seen season 1. Yeah.
That's terrible, because that's my favorite one.
Yeah.
God damn.
Oh, I mean, I've seen it, but like episodes, so not enough to remember
Yeah.
the intro.
This is where I wanted to start it to get a little challenging though. So I
Yeah.
didn't want to give you one that I knew like the part you like.
For sure,
So
yeah.
I chose the part I
yeah,
liked.
I botched that one.
And oldest that you may have seen. So you're still at 7.
Okay.
You just need 3 points. It's okay. You got 5 more opportunities.
Okay.
Number 6. Right? Whatever.
it's something. Is this it? Okay.
I'll start letting him play later.
歩き続けた今を決しては見ないように塞いだ過去捨てられてしまった可能性深く隠れ再生は
Damn it. It's like I know that one. And I
Yeah.
can't think of a name.
This is the one that I would accept the season for, just if you do get it.
Okay.
Do you know it?
Just a season?
Oh no! I mean, if
Or
you
the
want,
show?
if you want to just randomly guess a season, I guess I'll give you
No,
a point.
that's not cool. It's. Can you play it one more time?
I'll play
I just
it
want to
one
get
more time.
my one. I know this. Damn, what is it?
It's ReZero. It's opening 3, but it's from season 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Slip me.
yeah. So you're still at 7.
Okay.
You got 4 more opportunities.
Yeah.
You ready for this one?
Ready. I want to say like Dororo, but I know that's not it.
It's not.
Yeah, it's
Want to take another guess?
yeah.
I'll give you a hint. It's an
Okay.
anime where the opening changes frequently.
That's not Tensei, is it?
It's Sensei.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you know which opening?
That's Tensei opening number 2.
Yep.
Okay.
So
yeah.
you're at 9 points. So you have 3 more opportunities
Yeah.
to get 1 point, or else you have to take 1 drink of whiskey.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Here's number 7. Or I guess number 8.
わがままにな逆さまな瞳を見てよ ねえ綺麗なだけじゃ強がれなくそうバラにもトゲがついてるでしょ
Oh man, that's one to one we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's she has the blue hair.
I'm not going to give you any help.
I know.
'Cause you're right there.
Masame Kun's Revenge.
Yep.
I got it?
Yep.
Fuck
Masamune
yeah.
Kun's Revenge. All right, well, you don't have to drink any whiskey, and you don't have to guess the openings anymore, but you want to do the last
Yeah.
two just
yeah,
for
just
posterity.
run them. I'm surprised.
Yeah, you've done good. I
Shoot.
told you I tried to pick
Yeah.
ones that I thought you would know, but I made them try to get progressively harder.
yeah,
But
like
these
ones I
two,
haven't seen in a while. Yeah.
let's see.
Okay.
So, number 9.
かもしれないスカイなら届く可能性があるって今
bro. I know that one.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Dun, dun.
You gotta
dun,
hit me
dun,
with it.
Dun,
I can't
dun,
think of the
dun.
name.
Golden Kamuy.
Damn it! That is it.
Season 3.
Yeah.
That's why I tried to hit you with
yeah,
the
I
later
can
in the
picture
series.
it now. I
yeah.
can see it vividly.
That song, it's so fucking sick.
Yeah.
Which we, at one point too, maybe on a later episode, we got to talk about Golden Kamuy.
yeah, definitely.
That show is fantastic.
Especially the otter soup part.
Yeah, that's what got me to watch the show because of how funny
Bro,
that
same
scene.
here. I saw it out of context.
Yeah, I saw it on like Twitter or something, and I was like, "What is this fucking anime? I need to watch it." And I did not expect it to be as badass as it was.
Yeah.
Super sick. But all right, last
Okay.
one. Ready?
Ready.
Number 10. I'll be so proud of you if you get this one.
Okay. I know that one for sure. Just play
Yeah?
it one more time.
All right, I'll play it
one more time. Okay, I got it. Welcome to the NHK.
Yep.
Yeah!
Yep, you did it.
Woo!
So you got 12 points out of 17.
It's not flawless victory, but
pretty-
good chunk.
Pretty fucking good. I did try, I tried to pick ones I knew you would know.
Yeah.
Not just like ones that I was like, he probably
The
just,
most obscure anime in the world that I haven't seen.
Ones
yeah.
for sure that I know we've talked about and I knew you were connected to, not one that was like, I'm not really sure about that one.
Yeah.
You know?
They have to stick for you to remember them,
Yeah.
you know?
So I wanted to make sure I at least gave you a fair chance. But yeah,
Yeah.
hey, you did it.
I haven't
Oh,
seen
yeah.
some of those in a long time, too,
Yeah.
but like that was just nostalgic hearing it, you know?
Yeah. It was pretty fun.
That
you
was
know?
fun.
I liked setting it up. I got to go through a lot of old openings that I haven't heard in a long time and
Yeah.
remember how much I actually do like openings.
Now, for kind of context on that one, too, like, you know, before this was even like a thought of doing the podcast, like one anime Ryan and I had in common was Welcome to the NHK because he introduced it to me. And it like blew my mind.
Well, I don't think I so much introduced it to you as much as I came over to your house one day and we watched the whole series.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you, no kidding. So maybe you're just like, oh, let's watch this one. And then,
Because
Yeah.
we did that a while. Like when we first started getting really close, when
Yeah.
I would just, we would go to sell clothes to pay for my gas to come over and like buy cigarettes and beer.
yeah.
And we would just sit in your room and watch the entirety of a series. We watched Beyond the Boundary that way, which
That's
hands down is
right.
one of my favorite experiences of
Yeah.
just, I was so...
Dude, that's like still your background on
Yeah.
some stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was so fucking gone that day. I was just like in your bed slumped and we just watched the entirety of that show and I was just it's one of the greatest times I've ever had watching anime. We didn't
Yeah.
say anything to each other. We just kept looking at each other like, you want to go again? Like,
Yeah.
just run the next episode. And it was a great show. I fucking love it. I sampled it in songs I've made. Beyond the
yeah.
Boundary is anime I hold very close to my heart because that was one of my favorite experiences watching it. You know, it was like
Yeah.
watching Sekirei when I was 19, like when I put a TV and was like making a man cave room and
Yeah.
or like Full Metal, just the music. Music resonates with, I think, us very deeply because we've done music, we've worked on music. Music has always been very important to us. So the music in anime aligns very closely into how we feel about the show, Like we can like a show, but we're not really going to rant and rave about a show unless it has that good soundtrack. Because that's what's going to evoke the feeling in us, I feel like we're very audible people,
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's not like we can't look at a text of something and like be like, oh, I can just feel the emotion here. But if you put music behind that, it's like it changes the whole game. The music is
yeah.
everything to the feeling. For me, at least. I feel
Yeah,
like
imagine a movie with no music.
Yeah.
You know, a video game, no music.
I do like when they restrict it, when
Yeah.
there are a lot of quiet points in
Yeah.
the show, because I feel like it kind of adds to a certain seriousness of the topics or like just the dialogue.
It's a less is more case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes you really feel the music when you feel it. But, there's situations like Near Replicant. They can play music through the whole game and you're constantly just stopping saying, this is amazing.
yeah.
This is fantastic. Hands down, one of the best soundtracks in video games.
And really, music had shifted how you felt in games before graphics could really tell the story. You think of like the original Pokemon games. There was no color, so they couldn't really depict, like when you're in Lavender Town, you don't know what the flowers are there, what color everything is, but that music
That's gonna
set
stick
a
with you.
mood. So it felt different walking into that town than it did in Pallet Town. Only because of the music. If it was a silent game, it wouldn't evoke that feeling.
Yeah, it'd
Now
feel
we
like
have
you were
visuals
walking
to
into
help
the same
us.
town.
Yeah, but
Yeah, no, I think sound design is one of the most important things in media. If you don't have like a proper soundtrack and good sound engineering and stuff, a lot of your emotional value that if that is what you're trying to deliver, is going to be shortened if you don't, have that sound to back it. Because that's what's going to evoke the emotion. That's what tells my ears to tell my brain, this is how I need to feel during this scene. If it's a somber, slow piano, I'm going to be emotional about it. It doesn't matter what it is.
music could really break down walls, like sometimes to the point where it can make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There's music that like gives you that eerie feeling that you're like, I don't want to
That's-
listen to this.
That's that
I don't
kind
feel
of
good.
slow, unsettling vibe that I think the music of Mushishi really kind of fits well with the animation style for. Is like it's very calm and comforting, but there's an essence of unsettling to it.
Right.
Like it's something that just makes you feel like something's not quite right, but you don't know what it is.
So, and then it's like in Tokyo Ghoul and the scenes where he's like getting his fingers and toes cut off and they keep regrowing. It's like this piano, but it's so like it's not rhythmic and it's out of key. in
Yeah.
certain notes, but it's like ding 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 ding, and it like doesn't make sense, but it portrays that feeling.
Yeah.
It
It kind of gives you that anxiety.
It's
adds,
chaotic.
It adds to it. It's,
your
it-
pattern seeking brain is like, no, makes sense, make a melody, and then it's like all over the place.
I know some people don't necessarily feel the same
Yeah.
about like music and stuff like that. They don't really relate to it on that level, but I am definitely the kind of person that like you can put on a song and like if it's a rainy day and you put on Inuyasha and Kikyo's theme,
Yeah.
you're probably going to catch me on that balcony shedding a tear or two for no good reason. I'm just going to be like, it's just so beautiful. This world, this life.
Yeah.
The rain signifies change. But did you want to do our kind of off-topic, on-topic pairing for this beer?
Absolutely.
We're hitting about time, so
Yeah, and is our camera good? Did
Yeah.
we die?
no, we're good. See, still moving over
there. We are. Awesome. So, for the pairing, this is the California Redemption Value Ale. I don't think that's actually the name, but it's a big label up top. So we have Extra Export Stouts by Belgian Essen Special, bottled by De Dole Brawlers. So
It is a very confusing.
it's a
bottle.
confusing label, so I'm butchering the hell out of it. I'll be honest, but right here, obviously, is a stout. I'll see. There's no other information on the bottle, but I kind of described it a little bit earlier. And a pairing we decided on for it, we thought was very appropriate, would be a big hitter this season, and I think a big hitter for the next 20 years, Attack on Titan,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Because this kind of looks very Prohibition era-esque, as Ryan had mentioned earlier to me. And when you think of Attack on Titan, like, their stores of food and liquor, like, they're not making fresh shit. It's kind of like the rich are able to pick a bottle that's probably been there and dusty forever. This looks like one of those bottles. And it just, I could see this in a crate in Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
But in the name, even if it's just stating the California redemption value. But just thinking with, oh, there goes Asuka. Just with the concept of redemption, I feel like that is the largest, like, forefront part of Eren Yeager's story, is redeeming things that he doesn't even necessarily have to redeem.
Yeah.
With self-sacrifice in a lot of different ways, physically, emotionally. So, but this one kind of had a double meaning. As corny as it is, seeing California redemption on here, you know, I can only speak for myself, but before I had moved here from California, I wasn't really doing much, and I always aspired to do these things, but I was stuck in a rut and doing the same thing every day, and it was this nerve-wracking move over some stupid idea. Ryan and I had to start a podcast, and here we are, 10 episodes in. I feel like it's the redemption arc. So
I feel much the same, man. You know, ever since you actually said fuck it, and you were like, you know, I brought the idea up to you just thinking it was going to be another thing, like, hey, wouldn't it be cool?
yeah,
And you were like, you know what? I'm down. Let's do it. And then it was like a joke over the next couple months of like, we're still doing that, right? And I didn't think it was actually going to happen. And then date just kept coming closer and closer. We pulled the trigger, and I mean, I don't know, man. You know, I've just been having nothing but fun the past 2 months. It's just been like, look at all this stuff we've set up, and even the awkward episodes we've had, and the mistakes we've made, and the things we fucked up and stuff. It's it's all been such a fun experience that I'm just riding this high of, you know, we're finally saying I want to do this and taking the initiative to actually do it. You know, we don't have to sit there at the end of the day and be like, oh, I didn't do any of that shit I said I was going to do. Now it's, you know, we're here. You know, we've taken the plunge. We've done so much.
And you realize it's worth it after you give it a chance, you know, because I remember coming here, I didn't have shit. I didn't have savings. I didn't have a job lined up. My car pretty much didn't have brake lights. And getting here, that all got sorted out, but it just takes the tenacity, the effort. You know, we talked about a podcast, like how fun it would be, and there's still effort involved. But it's effort.
It's the ether.
It's the ether. It's the effort we are willing to put into it instead of doing what we had always been doing. So it takes sacrifice, but it's so much more meaningful.
Yeah.
And so much more worth it. So it's been a journey. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to Ryan giving me this opportunity, move in for you when I didn't have a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And now we're making it happen.
Yeah, we're doing the damn thing, man. I've achieved nothing but fulfillment from this whole little thing we're doing. I think it's awesome, you know, and I just want to see how far it goes. And I hope everybody, you know, now and continuing forward sticks around to see all the things we can do, because I mean, this is just the start, you know?
Yeah.
Look at just the contrast of like the first little 2-minute pilot episode advertisement we put out to now. I just think if we're able to achieve this in 2 months, think about what we can do in 2 years. I think I'm just excited for the future, for probably one of the first times in my life. And, you know, I'm going to say thank you to you for coming out here and giving me this ability to actually do something that feels like the right thing. I think it's cool, man.
Yeah, and you don't know you're going to be there.
Yeah.
You know, we were using your old Samsung 8 to like record.
We had the Samsung
to OBS somehow.
On like a mic stand held up with pens and paper towels.
Pens, cotton swabs, and to like keep it fixed, and we had to keep adjusting it. We were just on the couch. We didn't have the mics, both the cloud lifters, you know. But we did it anyways. That's the point of it, because we knew we could keep waiting for, everything has to be perfectly scripted. We have to have the best equipment, but like that comes in time.
It just comes with practice.
But you just have to do it. You have to start. You have to go on the tightrope and like look like an idiot. We still look like idiots.
And hey, let that be a message to, I know I've shown this podcast to a couple people, and I doubt they're still listening, but if you are and you're here and you get to this point, I know a lot of the people I've told about this want to do something, whether it be a podcast or streaming or starting to get into music or anything. Just start, do it. It doesn't matter how good you are at it. It doesn't matter how it sounds. Just do something, put it out there, and get better, Practice, find something that you're passionate about. And it's just, I'm telling you, it's worth it. Even all the hard times of sitting in your room saying this is never going to work, I'm just not good at this. Oh, this thing I did isn't good enough. Like, all those times, if you just don't give up, will be worth it, and you'll be glad that you didn't give up and you are where you are now.
Beautifully said, because if anything, take it from us that we spent years getting to that place.
We spent
the majority of our
years
20s
saying we're going to do
Yeah.
this and we're going to do that, and never really feeling the confidence to like be like, oh, well, it would always come down to like, oh, well, like it's never going to work for me.
Yeah.
So why even try?
The sooner the better, but it's never too late
Yeah.
to start. So
If you're 65 years old and you want to start a podcast about Lord of the Rings models, do it.
hell yeah.
Fucking do it and link me. I want to check it out. I like Lord of the Rings.
Well, I think that concludes it. That's going to wrap up episode 10.
The Big 10, the
The
big
Big
1-0.
10.
We're in the double digits now, baby.
Thank you guys so much. I say it every time, but I genuinely can't express it enough, because without a viewership, we'd have nothing. We're on Anchor now. We hit 50, you said, and we get to like a...
Yeah, that's the whole thing with Anchor is like if you have 50 monthly listeners, we can do an ad for Anchor.
Yeah.
And, we can monetize our podcast that way. But
Because eventually it's like, we just like doing this, and we're having fun doing it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And if we could afford more time to do this, and you guys enjoy it,
bigger projects.
that's
you
all
know,
the better, yeah.
Bigger things to do. I would love to get to a point where we could pay back to a community we've built, Like, I just think a lot of that stuff would be really fun. And, we're just in the beginning stages. We've never really put this much effort into anything. And even if we fail, there's no part of me that feels that there's going to be any regret from any of this.
Oh, yeah. The only
I'm-
regret would have been not doing it.
Yeah. It just would have been, I can't imagine what it would have been like if we would have just kept living the same day in and out, Now we've just, it's so much to do. I have all these projects. I'm so occupied.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, we have to start working on episode 11, so
Yeah. We got to get out of here.
got to get out of here. Peace, guys.